So there we go.
Okay, so we're going to make a guacamole recipe today, and we're going to use 2 avocados, some lime, 1 jalapeno pepper, a bunch of cilantro, and that's it. So the first thing about making guacamole is how to cut your avocado. Well, actually, one of the things you should know is when you pick out an avocado, it should be firm, but it should give a little bit on the skin. Okay, so to cut an avocado, I'm going to take off this little nib here. You take your knife and you plunge it into the avocado. Then you don't move your knife, you rotate your avocado like that. That's step 1. Step 2 is to take the avocado and twist it. Voila. And then step 3 is to take your knife, which is of course very sharp, and very carefully plunge it into the pit and twist it and take it out. So we take the pit off. Now we're going to use 2 utensils, a tablespoon and a fork. The tablespoon is to take out the flesh of your avocado. So what I do is I kind of cut it up a little bit so it comes out easier like that. And then just scrape it out. You don't want to damage your skin here. So just do that. So again, what you want to do is just cut it a little bit so it breaks up, and then move your spoon and scrape it out. Okay, I have another avocado. I'm going to use 2 avocados. I already cut this, but you do the twist, break it apart, take your knife, whoops, go like that, and twist it. And then what we're going to do is break it a little bit, and then it comes right out. Look at that. So I'm cutting it like that, and then it comes out like that. Okay, the second thing you need is the jalapeno. I'm going to dice it. The way you dice it is to cut off the top, cut it in half, and then you're going to seed it. So the way I seed it, you see, notice I cut it into quarters like that. And I'm going to pull it out, pull these seeds out, because the seeds are what's really spicy. So you don't want to make it killer hot. So you do that. And then you dice it. So the way I dice it is I cut it into strips like this. Cut it into strips. And then you want to line it up like this and dice it. And of course, you want to be very careful of your fingers, and you want to use good knife skills. And then I dice it a little bit more like this. Okay, so you put it in there. There you go. There you go. Okay, now we're going to dice up some cilantro. Some people do not like a lot of cilantro. I'm a big fan of cilantro, so I take a big heaping amount of cilantro. And the way I cut cilantro, let's take these skins and put them away. The way I dice up the cilantro is I take each stem and I strip off the stems. So I have just the leaves like this. Okay, I'm not going to do it all because I already have some cut up, but I just wanted to show you how I do it. And again, I said I use a lot of cilantro because I like cilantro. If you're not a big fan of cilantro, just use a little bit. So after I have the cilantro, I bunch it up, and this is called a roulade when you cut it like this. I bunch it up like that, and then I cut it like that. And then I dice it a little bit more like that, because you don't want big leaves. And that's what you have here. So now I'm going to put this in here. So this is about 1/4 of a cup of cilantro. Now is time for my fork. What I'm going to do is mash it up a little bit before I do anything else. And notice the way I'm mashing it against the side. And I take each big clump and I mash it. Okay, now before we get too far into that, the last 2 or 3 ingredients is salt. You want to use a generous amount of salt, but not too much. And the second ingredient is cumin. I like a little bit of ground cumin in it. So I'm going to just, this is cumin. So I'm going to add just a little bit of cumin, at most 1/4 teaspoon for 2 avocados, but even that's a little too much. So be very parsimonious with your cumin. And lastly, but not least, is your lemon.
Lime.
So I'm going to, excuse me, lime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use about 1/2 a lime, excuse me, 1/4 of a lime. But limes vary a lot between limes. So you have to kind of eyeball this, how much juice you get out of it. So this was a juicy lime, so 1/4 of a lime is plenty. So there we go. And then what we do is now we mix it. Okay, and now we're going to plate it. 1 second. So we're going to take a nice Mexican style bowl, and we're going to plate it like this. And now, mostly for color, I'm going to take a little paprika and just sprinkle it on top. And it just adds a wonderful color, doesn't it? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And now I'm going to take one more piece of the cilantro. I'm going to break off the top and just plunge it in there. Voila!
Voila. Guacamole a la...
Guacamole a la Paul.
All right.